Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. On the other side, as the Witch Hunters, we've got coucoula. On the right side, as a Death Guard, we've got Vrax. Vrax will be opening up quadruple Nergal Cultist squads, a Poxwalker Slave, and a Temple of Disease. Whereas coucoula is going to go for a fistful of Arbites melee combat squads, a Sentinel Powerlifter, as well as triple Plasma Generators. It's always quite exciting seeing the Witch Hunters play. They've got so many different openings. I mean, it looks like that coucoula here is going to go for the lads and chads, maybe into a quick tier 2, which makes sense because, well, I mean, triple Plasma Generators, that's a lot of econ to be building up with straight away. Fingers crossed the Death Guard don't play up too aggressively, and, I mean, that's exactly what Vrax is doing. We've seen Focus play a lot of Death Guard recently, as the Death Guard games keep on rolling in. Not sure why Death Guard are suddenly the hottest topic going on at the moment in the Unification world, but they are indeed, and we're going to see if Vrax can maybe show us what he can do with those smelly lads as they come on in and do their bits and bobs over onto this side. Meeting of Minds, always good to have plenty of... I mean, have you just gone on your own? The other boys didn't get the memo. They were trying to go a different direction. Make up your mind, lads. Teamwork makes dream work. That's how it works. And he's just off on his own little journey. He's like, let me solo hair. But there's no hair at the moment. There's just the boys. Boys with some sparkly toys. And a big old shield to boot. Got no ranged things to bring to the table. But they do have a little stun thing to basically stun people with, obviously. And they can also use the shields to reduce the incoming range damage. But a bit of a wet fight, to be honest. A little bit of a... Not the most epic of combats to ever be witnessed. And same kind of thing going on over here, but now Cultists are at least stopping the melee squads from capturing all their shenanigans around the base at the moment. And just as a side note, I only realised this earlier on, but look at this dude manning his own business. Well, everyone else outside riding roughshod. Oh, there's a beautiful little stun grenade going off on there. He's just chilling out. He's got a little square, like a PlayStation console controller thingy-me-doodad. That's pretty darn cool. Cultists, they're being a nuisance, getting a decap inside the base, and the Arbites trying to return the favour, doing what they can. Maybe potentially going to knock away this Poxwalker Slave, preventing them from building up a listening post. This is a very odd opening section for this game. This is just odd things are happening. Arbite is supposed to be upgraded. Also going to see a RVR Cyber Mastiff. Oh my goodness, it's a dog. It's a dog, it's a robot dog. Get him. And quite fast, nimble boy he is. Also apparently pretty good against vehicles. Suppose dogs do like chasing the bus. He's Sentinel. Tempting to, I don't know, turn around from him. If I can't see you, you can't see me. I don't think that's how it works. You can put these guys into combat mode, which I think that's what coucoula has done with this one. Makes him a lot slower, but it makes him be able to punch significantly harder. But the cultists looking like they're about to be chased away finally with these local headquarters and posts being upgraded with some shooty bits. Dogs are coming over. There's a whole fleet of dogs just to munch at the ankles of the cultists. These guys over here are being slapped around, but one of the melee squads that they don't actually do that much damage. Really good in a supporting kind of role. You've got a firing line and these guys come in and rustle the jimmies of those that they're up against, and that really helps out your own firing line, but going in to beat things up solo, that's not exactly a huge thing for them. Singular dogs up against the Nergal Cultist. The Cultist could probably kill him with remarkable ease, but just not a big fan of dogs. Definitely fearing the canines as they're rushing over. Managing to kill one dude as well. Gets an old munch around his chest. What value that these dogs are bringing to the table? How expensive are these dogs? Oh, is that like a maximum limit of 3 or something? They can't be that expensive. And they're just sorting these guys out. I mean, the dogs are dead now. Which, that's how you know the Nergal's bad. You know? You've seen it here now. Everyone's like, oh yeah, well, Nergal might be a good Chaos God. Well, he's just killed a dog. So he can't be a good guy. That's just how it works. Now, I've seen the opening to House of Cards. I know how characterization works. Dog comes on back in there. A fresh one at that. But more decapping happening with the Nergal cultists. And yeah, it just seems like it's going to be this over and over again. Are you in tier 2 yet? You are not in tier 2. Oh, no, yeah, you are building tier 2 now. That's pretty good. And then I assume you're on your way. No, you are not. You do have your gift repository. Building your... you're going to build up some scourge generators. That's why. So, approaching tier 2 for both of these guys. Big stunt in the middle. Allowing the woof puppers to strike up. Oh, no. Oh, another one. Been turned into floor lasagna. Which is just a sad time for everyone. But a bit of bobbing and weaving from the cultists. They're just keeping these guys on their side of their map while they're attempting to capture up the relic, which at the moment, current economy has been 92 and 30 compared to 92 and 30. Oh my goodness, the harassment has been exactly as effective on both sides. I don't know how this has worked. I don't know why this has worked, but it has. I've now got tier 2 at 42% for Vrax. And hold on a second. Sorry about that, just had to double check that I pressed the record button. Well, this happened occasionally. There's nothing worse than recording a whole game and then realising that you've not pressed the record button. Absolute, just awful, awful situations. So that's fine. We have got stuff happening. What was going on? Nurgle Cult is surrounding these poor melee combat squads. But that's, I mean, they're just surviving and vibing. Now, tier 2 for the Witch Hunters. So you're going to go for a sort of armorium and going into a vehicle's facility. So that will allow you to get those powerful flying craft that the Witch Hunters are usually prone to use. Whereas I assume Plague Havocs. That would be me umming and ahhings and guessings. Plague Havocs into a Blurred Rhino for maneuverability. That's my predictions. Let me know what you're predicting in the comments below. For engagement and the algorithm and such. Also, by the by, I haven't quite responded to the comments from the previous game. Stop encouraging me to drink more. That's not the way this works. I'm already drinking way too much. Don't give me more incentives to drink. I was like, yeah, oh, I subscribed because you were drunk. It's like, oh dear. Oh dear, that's not a good sign. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe I should just get more drunk for the more views. But then how long will I be able to survive? I'll buy his purse, upgrading itself, but... I mean, this universal... I mean, look at this synchronized firing. Really well organized. And they will be taking down that Arbites Purse relatively swiftly. Do have some more Wolf Pup Doggers coming over. Armorium has finished. And the Arbites Purse, once it's finished up, look at all these individual fire bits coming out. That is multiple angles of fire. And that just scares those guys away. On the southern side, yeah, how many dogs can you get then? Is there like a limit? Do you have a squad? You don't contribute... I assume it's 4. 3 or 4, something like that. Otherwise, then you've just got a sea of woof. Which, you know, pardon me, but it'll be pretty rough for the Nurgle cultists, won't it? Ha-ha. Ah, I know. Just too funny, man. Too funny. There's no Plague Havocs, but there is a Bloated Rhino, so I was half correct. And you know what? 50% of the time, I'm correct 100% of the time. And that's some serious maths for you. Dogs, although apparently are good against vehicles, so we'll see how Bloated Rhino can stand up to the might and power of our four-legged friends. Bloated Rhino are going to tank the damage from the Arbites Purse. But here they come. Like heat-seeking missiles. And they've got a little jumping animation now, that's fun. And so they'll be ripping their way through things. Cultist hiding inside the Rhino. Coming in and out to avoid being ripped apart, ripped asunder. And fire. Fire from an immolator. There's one way to kill infantry. Set them on fire. Nurgle in particular don't like being on fire. The cleansing flames of the Witch Hunters. Good lord, just... that is bright. And Nurgle cultists no more. Just a black smear on the floor. Build up a scourging incubator, which is now probably not going to survive. These poxwalkers, they were alive, and very quickly also been drop kicked by a dog. And they've got 4 legs, so they can drop kick you twice as hard. That's how it works. But scourging incubator will be slowly taken down, not the fastest take down ever. And with that distraction, these guys will come down on the southern side. I can't remember what plague company you went for, Vrax. Apologies. Oh, we've got a thermal plasma generator down here as well. That's pretty cool. both Nurgle and the Witch Hunters going for that additional green money income. Well, this one's been taken down on the northern side. Got a Nurgle Dreadnought going for a plasma cannon, which will do a lot of damage to infantry, but there's not that much in the way of infantry. Are plasma cannons anti-dog? That's my question. That's what I mean, though. Like, you'd expect to see Witch Hunters a lot more just because of how flexible their openings can be, but just don't see them nearly as often as you'd reckon. Here's the plague. There we go. They're the Plague Havocs. I knew they were going to come. And getting some flanking shots on that immolator. Nurgle Dreadnought. Almost one-shotting a dog, so yeah, we can confirm plasma cannons are indeed anti-dog. It's very sad. Do you think they have like a special armour type? Oh, they're demons! Demon armour, right? Dogs are demons because they both begin with D. That makes sense in my brain. Immolator is about to be blown up. No, narrowly survives. No, doesn't. Sorry, I must have jinxed him.
We fear no threat.
And off in the distance, Immolator's burning what they can. The Death Guard are probably going to have a much better time in this Tier 2 scenario. They've got the potential for double Plague Havocs. The Nurgle Dreadnought. Good lord, chill out. Oh no. Oh, that was really sad. We're just throwing him around like a rag doll. Boo that man. Boo this Dreadnought. Leave the dogs alone, man. Well, we've got a Tribulation Mound for potential characters or demons. I assume we're going to see the Noxious Blight Medoodad. The one of the Plague Flamer grenade throwing man, whatever you call him. What are we going to weaving? Yeah, you can't get him down. Oh, right, no, you can. You most certainly can get him down. Jumps in the middle. Oh, but it's going to get stabbed everywhere. No, you need... It was effective earlier on, but I think you need something more substantial than just dogs. You are, however, going to go for some women, which are definitely more substantial in the grand scheme of things. Also going to go for a Divine Gift Act of Faith research, which I assume... Although while you're there, let me do a little bit of research, because we don't get to see the Witch Hunters often enough. You... Retributors can now make 8 members, and you greatly increase Retributors' weapons damage. There we go. That is what that does. So a ranged-orientated unit composition, I assume, is what Coucoula is going to go for here. Which makes sense. After all, the Death Guard aren't going for anything substantial in close combat, so that will give these ladies some options to open up some fire here, there, and everywhere. Convent Military has also gone down. Double Retributors can only get maximum of 2. And then Exalted Dreadnought, that's fun. Yeah, it seems like that the Witch Hunters, they always feel like to me like just Sisters of Battle, but with a little bit more. Maybe like less angel focus, but can you get Saints in Witch Hunters? Maybe we'll find out. Where Retributors opening fire on a Plague Predator. Here comes some demony demons. Plague Bearers coming from the ground as the Nephilim Jet Fighter, normally a really useful aircraft to have, was shot down by all the anti-vehicle stuff on the go. Plague Predator with a whole bunch of yeah, they've got the trundling las cannons and some blight launchers on there. But flanking Nephilim Jet Fighter to take care of those Nurgle cultists. We'll definitely want to see some multi-melters. You have the Exalted Dreadnought, which you've got a guy on you, haven't you? Have a guy on you? No, you just got a lady. Lady in a box. No, I'm thinking of the other dude. Where it's like a dreadnought, but there's a chap sat on top of it. What's he called? I completely forget his name. Might see him there. I only know him from the Emperor's Text to Speech. He's one of those main characters. Daily reminder, watch that. It's bloody brilliant. Mega fires going on these Celestians, and that's a lot of firepower. Not specifically anti-vehicle, also very unfortunate that they're spaced out in this narrow choke point. That plasma cannon is getting extra value in there. The Celestians being absolute heroes and going to close combat to tie this dreadnought up. While the Retributors open holy fire upon that dreadnought, and even his mighty armour isn't going to stop all that damage incoming. Plague Predator and the Bloated Rhino comes down to the southern side of the Witch Hunters base. Lots of missiles, lots of las cannons. See a Land Raider Redeemer. Oh, have you gone straight to tier 3/4/whatever? Light of Emperor, Acts of Faith. I assume that does stuff as well. Don't have time to look at it now, though. Just assume it's good stuff. Here comes that Exalted Dreadnought. It's uppercut a Plague Predator. And even though it's got all its anti-vehicle gubbins, look Look at the speed on that bad boy. That's a swift dreadnought if I ever did seen one. Celestian still continuing to chase after the Nurgle dreadnought. Don't have any firing support, but that's not going to stop him. And a bright red Land Raider Redeemer. Fire and Fury. In fact, if you just exclusively flamers, with the exception of your Stormbolter in the centre. Ready to burn away the impure as they go. One Celestian still left alive, but she's not lost faith. As long as she believes in herself, that's how she's going to get through things. Oh, there we go. Not just Blightbringer. You're not the grenade person, but you're like the keep people alive one, I think. Or some sort of buff. They've got too many characters. Too many characters in this crazy world of ours. There's the Firewall Blightspawn. That's what I was talking about earlier. He's there. Look at that powerful gun line there. Oh-wee. Rhino goes down. Havocs have got nowhere to run apart from backwards. Going to try and stand firm against the Land Raider Redeemer, but it is in that heavy cover. Celestians have gone down. Boxwalker slaves chilling out in the middle of the map. Probably wants to bring them over to repair the Nurgle Dreadnought. And the Dreadnought now being able to open fire on these ladies. Here comes the Castigator. Remarkably good tier 3 tank, if I do say so myself. Foul Blightspawn though, attempts to get in a little bit closer. If he can get grenade off right in the middle of these ladies, that'll be good night, sweet princess. But been set ablaze, set on fire before he was able to even get remotely close to the lasses in white. Also got some boys in there just for good measure, for decapping purposes. Gotta let the men do something, you know. Off in the distance though, tier 4, Plague Wars on the way. The tier 4 relic units that Vrax will have available to him will depend on the Plague Company. Whether he's gone for the ones where you get like more substantial vehicles, like the Plague, blimmin', oh, what's it called? The big tank, Land Raider, like a Plague Land Raider. You can also get that Tower of Filth, or Mortarion and other gubbins like that. And a multi-pronged assault ongoing at the moment. Off in the distance, Celestians and the Land Raider Redeemer doing what it can. But we do. Oh, there it is. Plague Predator. Oh, sorry, no. I'm getting my tanks mixed up. Just a regular tank. Nothing special. That way is doing quite a good job. Plague Havocs as well. Getting some shots in. And down on the southern side, just Retributors for days. But still with no multi-melters on them. But you do have a flag. Which is, let me just look at that. Glorious artwork. Makes me think of the Chantry from Dragon Age, but like back when it was good. A little spin on that Castigator. Yeah, I'm not sure why coucoula has not gone for a sizable amount of anti-vehicle stuff, because you do have access to that in your roster. The vehicles have been causing you a bit of a pain, but I suppose they're all dead now, so it doesn't really matter. As long as he gets it in the end. There's a Plague Lord. Good lord, that Dreadnought just ripping his way through the Retributor squad. Flag still stands. I like it. Shot at that one squad. Not to finish this squad off, but just to give these a little bit of love. They need to know what it feels like. And from the cesspit does indeed come Mortarion. And he's going to be quite a tough customer to deal with from the perspective of the Witch Hunters. Current economies are 178 and 164 compared to 170 and 63. So extreme economies from both players here. Got quite a, oh, right, that's because you built 1 million plasma generators and still have your thermal plasma generator. Not built one over here, though. Only get 2. 2 is just too many. Plague Lord attempts to get on top of the Celestians. Managed to get in close combat, but will take a while for him to crack through those guys. Got the Emulator coming down the middle, but the Plague Havoc should be able to take care of him. It's the main concern is having some ladies knocking on your door. They've taken down one listing post, they've just taken out another. Potential for decapping those things as well. And while the economy is still quite substantial for Vrax, it's nowhere near as substantial as it is for coucoula here. These Retributors just taking no prisoners. They point blank refuse to get any different kind of weaponry. I suppose the upgrade that they have that increases their overall damage output. They're really just relying on that. That and faith in itself. Got a multi-melter on the Castigator. And here is Mortarion. He's out and about. He's got demon armor. And a wonderful colour scheme. A little bit green, a little bit mean. And just able to absolutely rinse these ladies. No problems for him whatsoever. Just a couple of swipes of his Man Reaper, is that what they call it? Which, by the by, quite a funny name for a weapon. I know it's meant to be quite intimidating, but I just find it quite funny. And just an island of ladies firing at every which way that they can, but the AoE damage is really going to do them some disservices here. Plenty of fire, but Mortarion doesn't mind it. He's got quite a sizable health pool and a pretty decent health regeneration rate to boot. One squad of Retributors has been more or less taken care of, and the other one is soon to go down as well. Well, I mean, to be fair, well, they've done a quite good job coming here and taking out other bits and bobs. Also, another listing post down as well, so if the Witch Hunters can keep this pressure on, they'll eventually grind them down economically. What are you going for? Are you going for anything major and minor? Just replacing Retributors. And then Tier 2 Titan unlock. Right, okay. That's fair. Here comes another Land Raider Redeemer. As Mortarion finishes cleaning up inside the base, which it's not the standard verb you'd use to describe what Mortarion's doing, but I'm going to roll with it. Malignant Plaguecaster, feeling a bit warm in the face. At least resisting that damage. Nurgle Dreadnought just spinning around as Mortarion continues his reign of destruction. Now, I cannot remember for the life of me what the Witch Hunters have as a Tier 2 Titan. Always risky to try and build up towards that, as, I mean, you know, getting that upgrade itself costs a lot of money, and then buying the actual Tier 2 Titan is quite expensive, and it takes so long to build up. But, if they could pull it off, they'll at least have something that can go toe-to-toe with Mortarion. The question is, though, even though they've lost a lot of their listing person economy, they're in quite the prime position to do a bit of a counter-attack now that they've weathered the storm of the Witch Hunters. Although, there's a Land Raider Redeemer inside your base now, so counter-attacking will be pretty hard when he's just in here, just setting everything on fire. Just the way that these flamers are able to fire in a 90-degree arc means they could just walk around and still do a lot of damage to everything. Mortarion now backing him up into a corner. Also Plague Havocs getting their licks in the centre. The innocent men are just trying to mind their own business. They've captured the critical location. They've done what they've been told. And yet they'll still probably sleep on the sofa. Castigator going toe-to-toe with a Plague Havoc squad. Also got those Retributors now back online and ready to avenge their fallen sisters. The Desecrator crab walks on over, and Mortarion has finished his business inside the base, and this looks like a deadly onslaught of walkers and demons. Mortarion is definitely probably hankering for some Retributor flesh. Mulching infantry and heavy infantry is definitely his preferred target, I would reckon. I mean, look at him, he does damage against vehicles, buildings, and armour. What does armour mean? Everything has got armour. So is he just good against everything? I assume so, he is a Primarch after all. So that would make sense. Fire everywhere, Castigator is on fire again. Both externally and internally. The Celestians off in the distance, but these blooming Nurgle Dreadnoughts with their plasma cannons really being quite a decent force for destruction here. We're going to see some more Celestians coming out from the Adeptosaurus Convent Military. And we do... you see that Titan Lock is still on its way. It's going to be much like that scene in the Transformers film, the cartoon version from the 80s, you know, the good one, where they've got that Matrix, and only in the darkest hour can they open it, when they need it the most, when all hope is gone. And that is what the Witch Hunters now have. All they've got is just to believe that hope will eventually come. They just need to hold the line. The Celestians are doing what they can. Mortarion is having a field day here. Definitely racking up his KDA. I mean, he just doesn't need to stand near these people and they die. He's like a Magic the Gathering player. You just can't stand near him for too long before your nose drops off. He's like, check out my red deck. He'll beat your blue deck, or I don't know. Played Magic the Gathering once. I vaguely understood it. And I thought, nah, it's not for me. Just not for me, man. I can't read the letters on the cards. Oh, like, you've got to, like, read a small novel every time you get a new card, which is just highly infuriating. It's like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. To know what a card does, you've got to do a PhD in reading small text with a magnifying glass even, if I can get my words out. Oh, well, there's another Land Raider Redeemer. Apparently these are 10 for a penny. You could just apply for these from the Mechanicus and they'll just send you in willy-nilly. Maybe if you buy them in packs of 10 they become cheaper. That makes sense. We've got a Plague Beast Crawler for reasons. And this Exalted Dreadnought has just walked in, smacked down a Desecrator. He continues his reign of terror. A big old pimp backhand. Knock everyone around. And I suppose this is the Witch Hunter strategy here. Just keep on throwing big stuff at these guys that they can't ignore, in the hope that you'll eventually just wear them down. And wearing them down they are. 95 and 85 compared to 153 and 80. So the Death Guard have got half the economy of the Witch Hunters at the moment. Mortarion, he's still got green health at the moment, but nearly down to half health. He may be an immortal demon Primarch, but even these guys need to chill out and have a bit of rest and recuperation. Plague Havocs down here have managed to protect their side of things. The Celestians struggling against the big moth man. Over here, what's going on over here? Oh, the were people. Oh, it was the men! It was just the men, and they're all dead now. Well, their sacrifice probably won't be remembered. But you know, it's a thankless task being a man, isn't it? Oh wait, we've got more fire! But the fire doesn't seem to be slowing down Mortarion at all. Needs to drive away from him as best he can. Retributors having the morale broken against the missile salvos of the Plague Havocs. They will, I assume, have had their upgrade where it makes their missiles effective against infantry and heavy infantry. There we go, you can't stop them now. They've got Christmas baubles on them, which will keep them alive, question mark. Well, it'll do something. At least makes them look cool. And I might say, just the effects on that. Really, really nice. Aesthetically pleasing. Mortarion is continuously just on this vehicle hunt. Might be an idea just to get all your other guys to defend your base and Mortarion into the Witch Hunter side and start smacking things up there. Just because you don't seem to be making any headway here. With that being said, now the Death Guard are finally starting to touch bases with these purse, but those Retributors opening fire and bringing down those Plague Havocs to lower numbers. Plague Beast Crawler, though, getting a bit of artillery fire. Smack bang in the middle of these ladies, knocking them high in the air. Good lord, Mortarion is just... This is not what he wanted to be. If past Mortarion could see him now, he'd say, man, I wasn't made for just chasing around tanks. I was made for striking fear in the hearts of men and being generally miserable about not liking psychers and having a serious case of asthma, but really enjoying having asthma. Being adamant that he's going to make sure that he wears that mask around at all times. Which, fair play to you, you know. Make your weaknesses your strengths, and then no one can get you down. Got a woman in a cape, that's cool. And Land Raider Redeemer, number 12, I assume. And once again, it's like there's argy-bargy going on here. There's fighting going on over there. Don't mind me, boys. I'm just going to go for the base again. You can't stop me. A big old tank, and Mortarion's like, oh, goodness gracious, not again. Coucoula, he's got the strategy down to a fine art. Just don't respond to the Death Guard strategy. Ignore them completely. Keep on going on. You've got the money to throw away stuff, so why not? And you're going to go for Saint Catherine, so I assume that is your tier 2 Titan. So you do get Saints, like the Sister Battle. Further establishing my point that the Witch Hunters are basically, yeah, the more fleshed out Sister Belle. I'm sure someone in the comments will say, well actually, Mr. Landshark, they're different in very significant ways, and you're probably right there. You are probably right. But I can't hear you at the moment, so I'm going to assume that I'm right until then. And that's how this thought experiment exchange is going to go. Land Raider Redeemer's dead. Mortarion is now on half health. Bless him, he's just old. He's old and tired. Let him sleep. Doesn't want to kill any more tanks. But Land Raider Redeemer, another one being built up. And here she is. Oh, let's have a ganders at her model. Look at the size of this angel. She's got a shield. She's bringing down confetti as well. All about her. And beautiful attacking animations as well. Mighty fine. It's like she's dancing with blades here. And leaving a trail of fire in her wake by the looks of things. What a beautiful little model. I'll try and get a bit closer if she survives till the end of the game. Now we've got a big dark Mothman versus a bright white pigeon. And who wins in this engagement? I mean, she's got full health at the moment. And I imagine she's pretty darn handy at killing demons. Managing to get a chain down upon Mortarion. He can't escape. It's like, oh no, a woman, I can't talk to one of those. Incomprehensible. He just flies away as best he can. She's just got no chill whatsoever. Darting around the place. Even the distant sound of angelic choirs. Another, Redeemer's also finished off, so that Redeemer will continue that problem. Mortarion going to go in for a second pass. He's feeling brave. But carrying on with the strategy of ignoring everyone until they go away. St. Catherine now focusing on the economy, trying to break down those listing posts. Mortarion does what he can. Another chain down on the... But that doesn't chain him down. Is that just like a random thing? I don't know, either way. Good lord. Manages to get him. He explodes. It's like popping a pimple. In a rush of guts and viscera. Cesspit has also been destroyed at some point. No more Mortarion for you, Mr. Vrax. No more Mortarion for you indeed. Very little on the way left over. You've still got your Plague Havocs there. And that should be able to help you break down the Land Raider Redeemer, but without Mortarion being able to constantly chase after him, going to struggle to sort them out. The economy will be further assaulted by St. Catherine. Got the tanks in the middle. Retributors won't do much damage to these guys at the moment, especially when they've been constantly knocked over by the Plague Bear's Crawler. Malignant Plaguecaster joining the ranks of the Plague Havocs. At this point, it's the case of you're not going to be able to kill her. Send these guys off on a mission down over here and see if we can do a bit of a base trade. I was going to see St. Catherine armor research. That probably makes her even more powerful. Which, yeah, that would explain it. Don't really need to look into that too much, I don't think, Mr. Landshark. Golden armor, fire everywhere. We do have some squiggly possessed marines chasing after Land Raider Redeemer. They can't quite keep up with him. And because they're able to fire backwards, he's going to have to run into fire all day long. Mischief and mayhem abound as the Plague Havocs decide to start doing a bit of counter-attacking. That's the only way, I'm afraid that's the only way you're going to be able to pull this off, I feel. The Plague Havocs do what they can. Scourge Generator after Scourge Generator is being removed from the battlefield. Land Raider Redeemer still on half health. Just being a bulwark, giving St. Catherine a bit of room. Our bait is pursed. About to go down, but is it too little too late? Here comes a tallyman. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come. And he's like, no thank you. Done my time. Don't want this anymore. If Mortarion's been slapped down, what's my chances? That's not the attitude to have. It's time for us to travel though. Look at him go. He could do things. He's gonna And I'll just hide, I guess, which fair enough to you. Oh, he's going to spawn some flies, which will make St. Catherine less than ideal. Happy about the situation. And she's taking a little bit of damage so far. Can these guys manage to keep things alive? The infection point is being repaired by the Poxwalker slaves. Desecrator trying to swipe at the ankles. We do have Typhus and the Plague Lord just trying to break it down. Just these short kings. As she spins around, the infection point is now nil point. She turns her attentions to the Desecrator. Vrax says GG, and what a mighty fine GG that was. I like the strategy of the Witch Hunters. It was a case of strategies be damned. Let's just buy big things, keep on throwing the big things at the Death Guard until we win. And that was about it. But go on, Typhus. Get her down. Stand up for mankind. Oh, he's not getting it, is he? But I appreciate Vrax holding off. Oh, she's going to run away. Don't run away. Give us this epic final duel, St. Catherine. I just love that little spin she does with her blade. The Man Reaper turned to Woman Reaper, but doesn't seem to be affecting her all that well. White flames against green sniff. He's holding out as best he can. Question is... Oh, no. Okay, he just pieces out. He's like, right, I'll get you next time. Ooh, like an old Saturday morning villain from a cartoon or something. But yeah, just look at this blooming model. Absolutely love the skull on the chest, all the ribbons and stuff, the armor and shields and all that, and just the angry look in her eyes. Definitely one that you don't want to mess around with. So there we go. There was a strategy. Throw things at the wall, see what sticks, win eventually. And I think Vrax would have done a mighty fine job if he decided, right, okay, well, you could do that to me, I'll do the same to you, and end up with a sort of base trade situation. But, to be fair, that was a lot more fun and interesting to watch. So there we go, so cheers, Vrax, for sending that game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week, and there's also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.